Hey Elaine, it's Roger Hayek, just continuing on. Thanks for taking my call. And yeah, let's just move on here. So we have this 4101 Romani Drive, and we added Elaine, and then we're going to go ahead and hit person, occupied premises. We're going to create a tenant, and we're just going to call him Bob Tenant. And by the way, this software system is launched and live and yours. And if you'd like to try it out for a couple of months at no charge, that's totally no problem. And then we'll talk about pricing and so on. So at any rate, you get to Bob Tenant, and then we're going to click on Aspects. We know that he's associated with Romani Drive. And then we're going to go ahead and hit Add Aspect, Agreement. And he's the lessee, the tenant. Oh, it's not listed here. Okay, so lessor is you, contractor, client, and then other. So we need tenant. So we're going to go ahead and add an extra drop-down option there for tenant. And then we're going to create this agreement. And the agreement type is a lease. And the agreement description is Bob Tenant Romani Drive. There we go. Begin date, we're going to say that his lease date started April the 1st, 2017. And then his end date is April the 1st, 2020. 3-year lease, something about like that. Monthly lease agreement we'll say is $2,500. And since it's a 3-year lease at $30,000 a year, we're going to just call it $90,000 is the total deposit amount that you have on file for him. And these are helpful. These little tool tips, they pop up, in various places when you need them, and we can add those in very easily for you if you need extra things. Does he have any pets? Nah. Detailed description of agreement. Bob is the tenant, etc. Now, if you need other questions or other drop-down options, just let us know. Very, very easy. We can add more and more things. And we'll go ahead and save this up here. And there we go. So now we have Bob Tenant is at this, we'll have the option that says tenant of this agreement here in Romani Drive. And that's kind of it in a nutshell. So anytime you come to Romani Drive, you can always see that there's tenant here, there's a owner here, and there may be more and more and more. So we come to this address and we could see more and more. We could do it so that Bob is always, or that each address may have specific agreements for each tenant. We don't have to create a separate sub-address, because one thing I thought of after we hung up the phone is, well, sometimes you have units A, B, C, and D, but sometimes you have a tenant that takes over 2 units at one time, and so that wouldn't really work very well if we had a specific address. So I would think that each time we've got an agreement here, it's going to be specific to that. Couple of other nice features when you would like to associate 4101 Romani Drive with the lease agreement, you can just hit Add Aspect, and now this lease agreement is associated with the address, as opposed to it being indirectly associated with the address. So that's kind of the rotation. A couple other things here. Tasks are really, really wonderful. You can add a task here. It won't be associated with anything. It'll just be a loose task. But if you want to add a task to a specific thing, you can have a lease agreement task, done, and then you've got tenant, Bob, proof of insurance. Okay, need to get proof of insurance from Bob. Okay, so now what you do is you can associate that to yourself, and then you give it a due date. Give the guy a couple of days to get it for you, and then boom, you save that. So now when you come back to the home page, I'm logged in as me. But when you're logged in as you will be able to see all of your tasks, and they could be anything. When you address those tasks, as an example, there we go. You can add a note to the task. Bob said he is sending it. Okay, so then you can save this task, and then you can also edit the task date. So if you want to come back here and go in and put in, May the 15th. He said it's coming, so you give him a couple of extra days to do it. This is the link back to the lease agreement. Come back in here, and here's the lease agreement. Here's the to-do list. Here's the aspects. Here's some notes. You can add notes to about the lease agreement. Also, very, very important is the attachments. We didn't go over that, but attachments, you come over here and you click on this attach file, and then you browse and attach any kind of a document that you'd like with, just like you do an email. That document is always and forever available for you to download it to view anytime. We are also looking at admin system messages. This is one of my favorites here. So you click on admin system messages, and if you want to pop up a new message, something really important like contractor arriving tomorrow. Okay, so now what you do is you can put in a message that will pop up now or at a specific time, and at the very top of your screen, we'll just make it pop up right now, and then boom, just like this, contractor arriving tomorrow. You can give great detail here so that when you're working and that thing pops up, you know it's just a nice little reminder there. In addition to the tasks can get a little hectic, so the pop-up reminders are very helpful. What else do we have here? Users, you may not be involved in this too much at this point, but later if you've got different employees, accountants, different people that are in here, you can kind of get a feel for who's doing what and getting what accomplished, how many notes they're making, and so on and so forth. We'll give you some access to create additional users so that you can have more people than just yourself here in the system using it simultaneously, just like we were. This is really nice. If you want to sort and organize your agreements, as an example. So you type in the word agreement, and then you choose the word agreement, and then you hit search, and it's going to find all the agreements that you have in the system. Naturally, we just have this one right now, but if you had more than that, then we can pull up more. And if you get in the habit of giving each agreement a specific name, it would be helpful for sorting those down, because anything that you've got in the system can be searched and then sorted. So you can find all agreements, then you can find all pending agreements or current agreements, et cetera, et cetera. So, right now we've got, this type, but we may be able to add different drop downs like what can we put? The current, pending, expired, new, whatever the agreement date status might be. That's kind of it in a nutshell. I mean, you get the sort of the feel for the system. Every single table can be related to other tables by clicking on aspects and adding aspects, and person to person relationship, or you go to a person and the relationship between that person could be different than to an agreement. Just little by little, we just customize and build to your needs, and it goes from there. So any questions, just give me a call, and we'll be talking more. Thanks so much.